WSVU North Palm Beach, W240CI North Palm Beach, W295BJ Jupiter, W223CJ West Palm Beach.
Broadcasting live, this is KMA Talk Radio, life, liberty, and the pursuit of fine cigars. With your hosts, Honest Abe and Adam K. the Brewmeister. Listen to the show anywhere in the free world at KMATalkRadio.com.
I like to smoke them like Sir Winston Churchill, like John Kennedy, yeah. Remember Coach Red Auerbach, smoked up for victory, yeah. Well, you can take my wife, you can take my car, but you can't take my big cigar. My cigar.
Good morning, loyal listeners, libertarians, lovers of the leaf, all the ships at sea. Welcome back to another exciting edition of KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am, as always, Mr. Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, as always, the host with the most, the man, the myth, the legend, the one they write film scores about, Mr. Honest Abe himself.
Good morning.
The one they write film scores about.
Yeah, well.
Come on!
Can you name one?
No, but hey, it's a fun thing to say as part of an intro, is it not?
Yeah, it's nice. I don't even get an intro.
Hey, listen, I gotta admit, that's better than some of his intros. That was actually
Yeah, come on.
That was a little eloquent.
Come on, I should get some credit for that.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
because you only had one bourbon last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
And Paul, the critic, here we go. Welcome back to another edition of KMA Talk Radio. Yes, it's going to be a great show.
Paul the daddy.
Yes.
Oh, I have a picture, but my wife is apparently not able to send it to me right now, but of me and my boy wearing the KMA shirts.
Nice.
So, we'll get it today and we'll upload it.
Were you guys able to swap shirts? No?
So funny. No, because I'm so fat right now.
Oh, by the way, which brings me to my next point. Paul, how are your pants? Are your pants okay?
They're a little tight this morning.
Which
So
is why Paul does not have the button on his pants currently buttoned. Good thing we don't have a camera in that room because, well, people, at one point you might be seeing more of Paul than you ever really wanted to see.
Are you walking around with unbuttoned pants?
Well, so listen, I can button them. They're fine. But this morning I was feeling a little, I had a Jupiter donut for breakfast because our guests that are staying at our house brought them. And now my stomach's a little rumbly, if you must know. And
Not
having
really.
the really tight pants. So my top button is unbuttoned. And I have to keep checking to make sure my fly is up.
Are you like Al Bunding it in there? Like you got
No,
your hand down
no,
your-
it's too. My pants
No.
are too tight for me to fit my hand down there.
His
No.
pants are too tight.
I carry all my weight in like my love handles and I have like a roll around my body.
It's
I don't
called
know.
an inner tube?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that's where it is. I got to get rid of it so I can button my pants again.
It's that
This
post-marriage.
is really where we need the more you know sound
Yeah.
effect. It's really, this is like
post-marriage weight.
the more you know about Paul, the worse we all feel
It's
about life in
pregnancy
general.
sympathy.
No, dude, you're married now. You don't have to
And
like
now
be like
you know.
available and like in the market. So you just let it all go.
No, I still want to look good.
That ain't happening at any weight.
Stop it, man.
Have you seen yourself without a hat on?
Yeah, that's not happening at any weight.
I wanted to wear a hat to my wedding.
Now you
but
may
that
be
was
thinner, but looking good's a whole different.
Yeah, I think your hair was looking better at the wedding. I think you've lost more hair since the wedding, by the way.
That's very possible.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Marriage and babies will do that.
Life is difficult.
Yeah, marriage and babies will do that. I had a big afro before I got married. Yeah,
I wish
believe that.
Shocked, I tell you.
no, totally. Jackie Brown afro. And I got married. Within 6 months, it all fell out.
It's gonna
Okay, here we go.
It's going to be a very interesting and fun and exciting show. Santana Diaz of DeCrossier Cigars will be here for our Meet Your Maker segment, and Mr. Glenn Loope himself, Executive Director of the Cigar Rights of
Yeah,
America.
can't wait to hear what's going on. He put up a video about a week ago, and see what the scoop is.
Was this on the book face?
Yes, on the book face.
Ah, so I missed it.
Yeah, he put up some video, and everybody seemed like it was a positive video. But half the time when I hear the news, I can't tell if it's really good news or bad news anymore.
Right.
So confusing.
This is why I stopped listening to the news. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get an update from him and see
We'll see what's going on in the world of the fight for your rights.
what the scoop is.
And what is going on there. Congratulations this week in our Recluse Cigars Funny Photo Contest goes to Mr. Brad. Really? Could I not get a phonetic name spell? I'm sorry, Brad. He's from Michigan.
That's why we had these meetings last night.
Yeah.
So you can read it and see if you need a phonetic
I
name
thought
call.
I said that, but I must have just
No.
We
No.
do, but I got not to throw AJ under the bus because he's doing such a great job on the cameras today. But I
It's
got
5 minutes into the show. How great of a job can we be doing?
I got it as I was leaving to come to the meeting yesterday, so I had to just paste it quick and come. So we didn't have time to do that.
Oh, get it
Brad-
right, Paul.
Brad knows who he is. He was already notified.
He had a fun photo of he and his fiance posing for a photo, and well, dogs deciding to hump in the background.
Dude, that is hilarious, that picture. I saw that posted. I thought that was great.
If you'd like a flat pack of Recluse Cigars, just head over to the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page and post your funny, ironic, unedited photo. And if your photo is selected, you can win a 5-pack of Recluse Cigars. If you're actually in the photo, well, that counts for more.
I just want to clarify
really
that I actually play zero role in picking the winners. I just want to set it out there.
So let me just say something. I'm assuming you never had to do any of this stuff, like take engagement photos.
Why?
Did you take engagement photos before you took wedding photos?
Why
I
would
know.
you assume I didn't?
Because you don't seem like the kind of guy that would take time out of your busy day to go and
because
take
I'm a
engagement
man?
photos.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
So you didn't do that, right?
No.
Yeah, I didn't
Not
think
to
so.
yeah, you just
What's engagement photos?
yeah.
So when you get engaged,
Retarded. That's what it is.
it's the thing now.
No, because there wasn't a guy when I proposed, because that would be the engagement photo.
I did
when
that
I got
too.
down on a knee, the guy comes out and takes a photo.
I did that. I hired 2 photographers
I
for
know,
that.
but I'm a man. That was a surprise moment. She never saw it coming, and there wasn't going to be no paparazzi there.
Oh, see, I had pirates, kidnapper, and everything. It was cool.
Yeah, sure it was. In the Graco world, it was. Yes. No.
Why do you have to knock it, man? It was
I'm not knocking it. But
just because
you're
my
at your-
proposal was better than
Your
yours.
point on engagement photo, you retarded. You already spend way too much money. Like I've been married 10 years.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm just going to sit here in
Okay.
the corner.
We've never said, hey, let's go back and look at our engagement photos. I mean, what a crockett joke.
Yeah, but your wife is probably like, man, we should have taken them because you
No,
don't
I
have
don't-
any to look back
No,
on.
my
we
wife-
made books.
Yeah. How long you been married?
Not even a year.
In 2 years, you're never going to touch that book again.
Adam
We got a book.
doesn't
We got a
care.
photographer.
Shocked, I
we
tell
got a
you.
photographer. We got a book. But I mean, like, I don't even know where it is, and I don't think I've seen it like in the last 5 years. It sat on the coffee table for like the first year.
Yeah,
two.
ours
We
is on
got-
the coffee table.
Yeah, then somebody's gonna spill coffee on it. Your kid's gonna rip pages out of it. Dude, just trust me. It's all just a money burn.
So pessimistic.
No, it's reality. It's a money burn.
Yes, sir.
True story.
We're here to give you the reality on KMA Talk
Well, when
Radio.
Adam gets
This is what we
engaged.
do.
Engagement photos. When Adam gets engaged, hell will freeze
Pigs
over.
will fly.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's close.
That's
I've heard a rumor.
inconceivable.
I've heard a rumor that Adam might be like on a dating app.
What? And you haven't told us this?
It's a rumor. I have no solid
I'm
confirmation.
not on a dating app.
I think
I
somebody may
heard
have
somebody
put you.
put you on a dating app with your knowledge.
No. If they did it already, they said they were going to, and I said, yeah, people have been threatening to do that for forever. And if they actually did it, then it'd be shocked because they're like, I need photos of you. I'm like, well, I don't take photos.
Exactly.
I have enough. I have plenty. Tell them to reach out to me directly.
Don't put all his serial killer photos up. That's not going to help
well,
the cause.
they should have a realistic,
Photoshop.
impression.
Somebody get some Photoshop going. Can we get some Photoshop over here? Need some Photoshop on aisle 3.
Wow.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Santana Diaz of DeCrossier Cigars. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Bold and complex. That is the new Romeo San Andres by Romeo Julieta. Using the very best San Andres wrapper leaf available in the market, Rafael Nadal and AJ Fernandez collaborated together to create a new standard among San Andres cigars. Medium to full-bodied. This cigar is bountiful in both flavor and aroma. Available nationally for the first time, Romeo San Andres is a cigar you do not want to miss. Make sure to get one today at your local tobacconist. Romeo San Andres by Romeo Julieta.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Quality and value are always the 2 biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit sindicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you, so always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
The recently released Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is an extremely rare blend of Perdomo's finest and most cherished 12-year-old fillers, binders, and wrappers. Bale-aged for 10 years and then barrel-aged in bourbon barrels for an additional 2 years, these exquisite Nicaraguan tobaccos are bursting with rich, complex flavors. Offered in Connecticut, sun-grown, or Maduro, available at only 250 authorized tobacconists worldwide, the Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is a must-have for every cigar enthusiast.
Monte Cristo has set the standard once again, turning back the hands of time by utilizing a long-forgotten, unique aging process that harmonizes the flavors of the wrapper, binder, and filler with the use of small pilones. Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured is an exquisite cigar you must try now. Available nationally for the first time, Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured features a 2006 Nicaraguan Rosado Oscuro wrapper that is both beautiful and distinctive. This cigar is a masterpiece no one should miss. Make sure you get one today at your local tobacconist. Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured. For 500 years, Nicaragua has served as a crossroads of cultures, ever since indigenous inhabitants mocked arriving Spanish conquistadors in a colorful, costume satirical masterpiece called El Huehuense, or The Wise Man. This great dance continues today in the careful blending of Nicaragua's finest tobacco. Master blender Nicolas Melillo has worked tirelessly to create and honor the great dance of flavors in El Huehuense cigars. Visit foundationcigars.com.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, the hot dog eating champion himself, Mr. Honest Abe.
I am?
Yes.
Why?
You just look like you'd be the champion.
I don't know if I should be insulted or not.
I think you should.
That's a dig, right?
Yeah, that's an
No,
insult.
that was not meant as a dig. That was a compliment.
Yeah,
Hot dog eating
yeah.
champion?
No, not calling me a hot dog eater, saying that you look like you could be a hot dog eating
No, I'm just saying
champion.
you are the hot. I said you are the hot dog
Are
eating
you?
champion.
No.
Oh.
I don't think he's ever witnessed me eat a hot dog.
I saw you eat a hot dog.
Where?
At the barbecue.
Yeah, well, what was the options? Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
It might have been a
I've
Was
seen
that
you eat a hot dog.
Over a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Might have
Yeah,
been a
okay.
problem.
That could be the last time I had a hot dog. All right?
Would you prefer the pie eating champion?
No. When have you seen me eat pie?
Why does it have to be eating?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just seemed like, all right. I was trying to.
It's going down a bad road,
Really?
man.
I
was trying to.
You know what's mind-boggling? He's actually convinced himself like these are compliments.
I was
This
trying
is
to come up
okay.
with fun, new, interesting things to say.
Okay.
I'll keep working on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
somebody
write
help
Man,
him
some-
you
out.
were
Write
on
some
his
notes.
good side yesterday, I noticed, and today just way back down.
He put in a good day's work yesterday.
He did, I
for
saw.
once.
All right.
Once.
Anyway, it's time for what we consider to be our favorite
Hold
part
on,
of the
wait,
show.
I'm not-
all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell.
It's time to meet your maker.
This week, KMA Talk Radio is pleased to welcome back Mr. Santana Diaz of De Crossier Cigars. De Crossier brands embody excellence crafted using a time-honored family recipe dating back to the 19th century, made in Costa Rica with roots in Cuban tradition. Mr. Santana Diaz. Santana, welcome back to KMA Talk Radio.
Thank you.
I just wanted to touch base right before the intro. No one's acknowledged the elephant in the room.
There's an elephant?
Yeah, what's with the powder pink headphones?
Oh, Colin's rocking the pink headphones.
He's getting so angry all of a sudden.
The powdered pink headphones.
He's mad.
I'm loving them.
This is all they give him.
Can we get a screenshot of this?
I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
Especially in it goes so well with the Tennessee shirt and.
Yeah.
I thought you were angry. I'm sorry. Colin's not mad.
No.
Who's? There you go. Perfect picture. Colin.
Post it.
Does Colin have a new lackey?
Yeah. Who's with you
Is this
today?
Jonathan? I thought we already scared Jonathan off already.
No, we scared Rudy off.
Oh, Rudy. But wasn't Jonathan the original?
No, that was Errol.
Powder pink. Oh, that was the arrow.
Yeah.
There's so many I get confused.
BCMG. Jonathan, we praise you, sir. He said thank you.
Is he trying to learn the program? Good luck, my friend. Good luck.
Oh, it's all downhill from this point in time.
It really is.
Anyway,
Mr. Diaz, welcome to KMA Talk Radio.
Thank you.
Good to have you back.
Nice and close.
He just needs to move the mic.
Yeah,
there you go.
So I can hear myself.
Nice and close. There we go.
Yes.
That's what we're going with.
How's everything been?
It's been quite busy.
Busy?
For me, for the
Busy's
last
good.
6 months. Yep.
Busy's good.
Mm-hmm. Things slowed down in 2016 a little bit.
Well, I mean, before we get into all that, because you've had kind of a colorful ride.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, for our listeners who haven't been, heard the show where you've been on before, give us a little background about yourself and how you kind of got into the cigar industry and how long you've been in the cigar industry.
Well, Pure Aroma Cigars was founded in 2006.
Mm-hmm. It's 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing how time flies.
Right.
I keep
It
saying
was just
that.
me,
What were you doing at the time?
A trucking company. That's what
Trucking?
I did. Yeah, trucking. Yeah.
In the United States?
In the U.S., yes.
All right. Were you driving trucks or were you just delivering goods?
Before I started driving trucks in 1998.
You so don't look like a trucker.
Yeah, not anymore.
No. I mean, no, there's not even one tattoo on you.
No one.
All my trucker fans just got like a little pissed at me. No?
They all just clicked off. Half
No?
our listeners.
No, really?
No.
So you were doing the trucking business, and what happened that said, "Hey, let me start me"? One of my favorite interesting parts when I have a guest on is the transition from the previous life into the cigar business.
Did you get hit in the head?
Because at some
Did you
point-
have an aneurysm?
From the real world into the cigar world.
Because at some point, for some of these guys, it's got to be like taking a hammer and hitting themselves in the crotch.
Yes.
So I like to figure out what has led you to that moment where you think this is going to feel good.
I look at these guys and go, so you realized I have way too much money. I should just burn it.
Well, that's some of the guys.
Yes.
But that's not a lot of the guys.
No, yeah.
Some of the guys just get it as a hobby. They got money. They want to burn money. But most of the guys aren't. They're hardworking guys.
My trucking
taking a
company
chance.
wasn't that really big. It
No?
was a 6 trucks fleet going from Miami to California.
Wow,
taking
long
flowers into the West Coast. And
Were they
produce,
reefer trucks?
Reefer trucks.
Oh,
yes.
wow, yeah. Nice.
Produce back to Miami or here, Florida, Orlando, Costco, or Publix in Lakeland, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so it sounds like it's a decent business.
It was a decent business, yes.
What happened?
A phone call.
From who?
From my dad.
Wow.
A phone call from my dad. We were working on getting him into the States. He
Now, your dad's currently the time where?
In Cuba.
He's in Cuba.
Yeah, he just recently, not recently, back in those days, he came back from Africa.
Now, I'm assuming he's in Cuba. He's never left Cuba, or he's been in Cuba this whole time?
No, well, right now he's in the U.S.
No, I'm going back
in
now,
the day.
Back when he made you the call, when he called you from Cuba.
Yeah.
About 12 years ago.
Uh-huh.
He
called me in 2004.
Okay, so 10 years, whatever.
It-
My math is off this morning. It's too early.
Anywho.
But 14 years ago. So when he called you, he was in Cuba. Had he never left?
Yeah, left like deserting the country?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so he'd
was
been a resident
working in Africa, and then he was.
So he'd been a
back
Cuban citizen
since
the whole time.
The whole time, yes.
But you weren't.
Yeah,
because you were here.
I was here.
How did that happen?
I immigrated in 90.
I mean, we're coming. I know that we've been through this story before. It's a great one.
Oh, okay.
But how much time do we have?
We got 3 minutes.
We got 3 minutes.
I don't want a 3-minute cut the story short because
Let's-
it's a phenomenal story for those of our listeners who weren't back and haven't heard it before. But it's a
Privacy show. Everybody knows about Cuba. I went to Sweden to the States, and on. Okay.
Let me ask you,
that phone call.
Before we get to the phone call, what? Wait.
Okay. Well, no.
Quick, What made you decide to want to leave when the rest of your family didn't?
Well,
I mean, your father at least.
I left for obvious reasons. Freedom.
Yeah.
I was born on an island, and
Was
when
your
I
dad
was
okay with you
15,
leaving?
When I left, he was.
He was.
He helped me to leave.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
I took a draft when I was 15 years old.
You got brothers and sisters?
One sister.
And did she leave with you or no?
No.
So you just left by yourself?
By
your
myself.
sister, your mother, your father?
By myself. Everybody behind.
You just decided it's time for me to go find my life.
Yeah, and I told them, one day you guys are going to agree with me and you're going to come where I am. And they are.
That's pretty crazy.
Anywho, he called me, says, a guy in Costa Rica crafting cigars in his house. And I say, okay, who is he? Well, he's a friend of mine, blah, blah, blah. I called the guy. We hook up. I went to Costa Rica. We met. We started making cigars in his house. And we started making the Coursier. In 2008, I went to the IPCPR. That was my first show. I introduced the Coursier limited edition 2008, 5 sizes. It was great. Those days were really good.
So you just gave up your trucking company?
Yeah. Well,
you sold it?
I was doing both.
Are you doing both for a while?
For a while. The trucking company disappeared in 2009, 2010. Where I sold my trucks and everything. But I was doing both. Believe me, cigar business.
It never starts out.
Is not what people think it is. If you don't love it, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
This is a decision that you make, and it's on you.
It's
on
on
you.
you.
How long are you gonna last? And you gotta be very lucky and passionate and the whole thing. We don't.
Oh, absolutely. It's 110%. So it's going to be a very fun and interesting show with Mr. Santana Diaz of DeCrossier Cigars here on KMA Talk Radio. Mr. Glenn Loope is going to call in a little later to give us an update on what's happening with our good friends over at Cigar Rights of America. All those people fighting for your rights, and hopefully...
He's actually at the Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival as well, so he'll be chatting
One of these days we'll make it out there to do a live show.
Yeah,
they just keep talking about it every year.
If only we get some planning going and somebody would schedule some stuff.
Yeah,
oh, wait, no, it's not Rocky Mountain. He's at the one in Minnesota. What's the one in Minnesota? I lied. He's not in the Rocky Mountain.
No, I think he's in the Rocky Mountain Cigar Festival.
I'll figure it out. I think he's in.
Anyway, Glenn Loope's at an event. He's calling. That's going to happen later. Anyway, we're going to talk more with Santana when we come back from this break here on KMA Talk Radio. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram, too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Hey, Kemosabe. Dan Blunt here for Alec Bradley Cigars. Do you really want to hear another cigar ad that talks about wrappers and fillers and binders and aging and ratings? Blah, blah, blah. Tell you what, pick up an Alec Bradley cigar. Smoke it. Enjoy it. Spend an hour with it, and you'll be one happy camper. That's all you need to know. We'll talk to you again real soon.
If you had to pack a go bag, what would go in it? For Pepe Mendez, it was his rare Pilotico tobacco seeds, which he personally carried to the Dominican Republic half a century ago. In tribute, we introduced the Monte Cristo Pilotico Pepe Mendez, a robust cigar with nutty, leathery notes and a slow burn that marks the rebirth of a golden age. Try the new Monte Cristo at your local cigar lounge, and you may want to pack one to go too. Surgeon General warning, tobacco smoke increases the risk of lung cancer and heart disease even in non-smokers.
Tobacco legend Julio Aroa and his son, Justo Aroa, bring back the authentic Corojo and Aladino cigars. A true Cuban puro, giving homage to original vintage Vitolas. Aladino cigars are also available in a dark, rich Maduro wrapper. JRE Tobacco has an unwavering commitment for consistency and quality. Experience our commitment to excellence in any one of our 3 lines. The Aladino, the Rancho Luna, and the Tatascan. Light up a JRE cigar today. Visit jretobacco.com.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
Hoya de Nicaragua proudly announces the release of Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial, a carefully modified recipe containing a unique and exceptional selection of barrel-aged grade A fillers and a beautiful silky shade-grown Habano wrapper. From the legendary Jalapa Valley, produced in small quantities, this exceptional medium to full-bodied cigar will continue to captivate consumers with its rich Nicaraguan complexity, subtle woody and sweet flavors, and a velvety finish. Try a Cuatro Cinco Reserva Especial today.
Since the dawn of time, the universe has been constantly evolving. Now experience the evolution of flavor. Sindicato Cigars, available in Ecuadorian shade-grown Corojo and San Andres Marron wrappers, are beautifully crafted by master blender Arsenio Ramos. Using a double-leaf binder and meticulously box-pressed, Sindicato Cigars provide the perfect draw to deliver the evolved flavors you won't soon forget. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Sindicato Cigars.
CLE Cigar Company presents CLE Cigars, Eroa Cigars, and Asylum Cigars. With 4 generations and over 120 years of experience in tobacco. From seed to smoke, these cigars are produced in Honduras and Nicaragua with the utmost care and precision possible. CLE Cigar Company introduces a vast array of tobaccos in various sizes to bring the highest quality of premium tobacco direct for your enjoyment. Visit clecigars.com for more information.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio. Broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Abe himself.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
And Paul's dancing.
I'm so glad there's not a camera on me today. Because I can really, like, get it grooving.
Can we put one over
there?
Wait
till we get our full studio one day. There'll be cameras everywhere.
I just make sure my pants don't fall down.
Yeah, make sure you button your pants.
Zane, don't look at the man's pants.
Wait, during the break, I started a GoFundMe page for his, Paul's pants, yes.
No, I don't need new pants.
Yeah, you
They
do.
button.
Oh, in about another week you will.
No, they button. Look.
Another
I'm
week
going to
or
button
so.
them right now.
I don't really want to watch this.
Yeah, that was kind of awkward watching him.
I'm going to look away.
He had to lean back so he could reach underneath his gut. You know when a guy weighs too much, because to button his pants, he's got to do the lean back. You know? So he can clear the belly area.
Oh, so that's what that's
Or lift it with one hand.
Yeah, one or the other, yeah.
Lean back.
Believe me, that's just been my normal
I'll be back to 150
procedure.
in a while. Give me a couple weeks.
150?
That's what I was for my wedding, like
I was
150.
like 6 years old.
Wow.
150.
Get out.
Yeah, for my wedding I was like 156, I think.
Really?
Yeah. And I still thought I was a little chunky.
I really believe my skeletal frame alone has got to weigh more than 160.
Well, you are broad too, yeah.
It's called thick.
All right.
No, sorry. He wasn't sure if he offended me for a second. Okay.
Oh, God.
I'll call you Thick. Alan Thick. Oh, let's see how many of our listeners know what I'm talking about. What?
Too soon? Too soon?
Oh, did he die?
Yeah.
Yeah,
When?
last year.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not too soon. It's been a year.
Well, some
I
people
wasn't
are
married. I wasn't married to the guy.
Some people are sensitive.
What
man.
did I say? I just said his name.
I don't
You guys
know.
acted like I cursed the guy out. I was an Alan Thick fan. Growing Pains. I liked it.
Heck yeah.
Got nothing against Mr. Thick.
Yeah, he was playing hockey and had a heart attack.
Oh, that's right. Now I do remember the story. Yeah, playing hockey.
He's Canadian.
I
What
know.
do they do?
I
That'll
know.
never happen to me. I'll never
Be
die of a
Canadian?
heart attack.
Oh,
no,
play
play
hockey.
hockey.
Do you play sport?
Yeah.
Not now.
Be athletic?
Yeah.
Do you want me to?
No, realistically, were
am
you
I gonna
ever-
have to? Am I gonna have to come teach your son how to throw a ball?
No, I can. I
Were you
can. I
ever
play
athletic?
baseball.
Listen, I don't look at you and see Mr. Athleticism in you either.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
yeah,
you know.
Just that he's
but
tall.
You look awkward walking.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, enough. Let's talk business.
This is business. Look at this guy.
Santana's getting us on track here.
It's hard being a pimp. All
Somebody
right.
has to do that.
All right, let's get back.
Anyway, we're in the middle here of our Meet Your Maker with Mr. Santana Diaz of DeCrossi Cigars. Santana, thanks for being here. Before we went to the break, we were talking about how you got in the business and your father called you from Cuba and said, hey, there's a guy in Costa Rica.
I got in the business, to be honest with you. This is, I've always tried, not to tell my past in the business because this is like late 80s.
Was it CIA?
Havana. No, it's
Oh, okay.
not. But, I was very proud of it, but it was illegal. And that's fine. Everything in Cuba was illegal back in the day. Okay, we're not counterfeit anything. We just, we're making cigar boxes and making cigars in rollers houses. That we're finishing in the factory, doing the, production of 125 cigars a day. Then they went home and we gave them, tobacco, the whole thing to make cigars for us, so we can sell to the tourists. And that's how I started in the business.
Wow.
This is like late 80s, early 90s. Okay, we were making some good cigars back then in Havana, hiding from the government.
Is this before you?
When the U.S. dollar was prohibited.
Okay, I feel like we
This is like this is Havana.
Hold on, we jumped.
This is not Costa Rica.
We jumped back here. So what you're now saying is, even when you were still in Cuba,
before you left,
before I left.
Okay, so
that's how I made my money to live.
Right.
You were illegally making cigars in Cuba at the rollers, making
Yeah,
in the houses.
You can't do that. Can't do that.
And because all the government
back in the day,
tobacco and
that
everything.
business was only a few guys in the city. We were one of them. Okay, I worked for Tabacuba. Well, not Tabacuba. Back then was Cuba Tobacco or Tabacalera Cubana. I can't remember what it was. But I used to work in the factory where they make boxes or the exports, wooden boxes for wooden brands.
Right.
I worked there for like 6 months.
Now, if you got caught, you go straight to jail.
You go straight to jail.
How long?
No
one
for
will
a long
ever-
time.
no one will
Remember, back in the day,
yeah.
before 1990, the U.S. dollar, the currency, was prohibited. If you get caught in the street with $1 in your pocket, you go away for 10 years.
10 years?
10 years. So our trade was making cigars, selling to the tourists.
But you could sell to the
inside
Europeans.
humidors.
But you could sell to the Europeans and
You
or
can sell to
Canadians.
anyone.
But you just couldn't have the U.S. money.
You cannot sell to all these. Period. You cannot make cigars in Cuba anywhere.
Okay, that's the first part. But,
Right.
but if you got caught with European money in your pocket, would it have been a problem?
No.
No, just
It
U.S.
was only the U.S. dollar.
So if you got caught selling and you had U.S. money, you broke two laws.
Yeah, but this is before the euro. Remember,
Right.
I don't need some pesetas from Spain. I don't
Right,
need some
right,
coronas
right,
from
right.
Sweden.
Yeah,
Sweden.
yeah.
I don't need
Before
pounds
the euro.
from
Yeah, that's right.
British. So we needed U.S. dollars. Okay.
Wow.
And back then we prohibited making cigars in Cuba. It's always been prohibited. Only the
unless you're
U.S.
the government.
government is allowed to. The state. So that's how I make my money, and I went to Sweden with that money.
So knowing that now, when you came to the U.S., were you coming with already a predetermination you were going to get into the cigar business?
Not at all.
No.
When I left
You
in
said, I'm
'92,
done with cigars.
I said this is a period of my life in where I'm thankful for it. I made the money to leave.
To get out. How did
just-
you get into trucking as a Cuban immigrant coming to America? I mean,
I got here in '95. Okay, after I
was
left
the money
Sweden.
that you made that what helped fuel the trucking business? Because
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
I got to Sweden with $90 in my pocket.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay?
How did you
I
get
got
a-
to Stockton with $90
How did
in
you
my
get a
pocket.
six-fleet trucking business?
Well, when I got here in '95, I was processed by the INS, right?
Did they
INS it is.
Did they separate you from your parents when you came in?
Well, my parents were in Cuba.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh, political jokes
So the
here on
process-
KMA Talk Radio.
We missed a rim shot there. All right. go ahead.
Keeping it light. All right.
They processed me here in Miami. I went to jail for 45 days. If you don't have any family here when you get to this country, you go straight to jail. Okay?
Like jail.
Jail. Yeah.
You're next to murderers,
A
thieves.
federal prison.
wow.
Yeah, for immigrants.
Right.
Then the church gets you out, got me out, processed me in Miami for 30 days. They sent me up to Oregon, and I had 2 jobs.
Stop tapping the table.
Stop tapping the table. I get
Playing
those
taps.
shows.
Didn't want to put the thing down.
The one day I didn't put the thing down, I got a tapper.
I'm organized. I'm always.
No, we have a pad here for guys like you who tap.
They want to be
Paul
like,
normally
I'm enthusiastic.
Paul normally puts it down. I said, don't worry about it.
So
Tom.
we
You
not
guys
to.
are experts in doing
And then we
this,
get a
you know?
tapper.
I'm not an expert in this radio stuff. Anywho.
No, this is great. I
Anyway.
love this. This is awesome. Hang on. I don't want to lose this train of thought.
Don't count my story. Let me know. I lose track.
No, it's
So,
okay. So the church got you out.
Yes.
You were in jail for 45 days. Church got you out.
Yeah.
Now what?
They send you to
I
Oregon.
got to Oregon. I got my first
Oregon?
job was in Oregon. Yes.
Wait, how did you? Did you close your eyes and throw a dart at the map?
Well, they asked me, where are you going to go? You cannot study in Miami. Where do you want to go?
But you picked Oregon?
Oregon, yeah, because it was like Sweden. Almost, I was,
remember,
I went from an island to a civilization where everything was organized, super quiet.
Wait, can I just reenact the moment in INS? Ready? So you get to pick where you want. I'd like to go to Oregon. Here's the 2 INS agents.
I'm very picky.
Okay, Oregon it is. Ship him out before he changes his mind.
You can see it in my product. I'm picky as hell.
The request for Oregon has to be like so at the bottom of that list.
Well, it was close to a Sweden civilization.
I get it now.
It was quiet. It was family people, and I said, "Well, I'm going to learn English
the
there."
The climate, I guess, is similar.
I'm going to get used to work.
So they send you to Oregon. You don't know nobody.
No one.
What
Zero.
do you do?
They got me into an apartment with another 4 Cubans.
Wow. How old are you at this point?
22.
Okay.
You know, I got my first job in Boston Market. Boston Market. Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
From 6 to midnight. From 6 to 11, I believe it was.
How long did you work at Boston Market?
About 3 or 4 months.
Do you still got your black apron?
No.
Dang, that would have been like awesome.
Do you know the secret
I
gravy
was doing
recipe?
the sandwich, the meal sandwiches, and the chicken. I was doing all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you still know the gravy recipe at all?
Not at all.
Are you like a big fan of Boston
I don't think
Market
I've ever
gravy?
eaten I've never eaten at
I
Boston
made
Market.
better
but
gravy than that, believe me.
I don't think I've ever eaten at a Boston
But I had
Market,
2
but
jobs.
it seems like a
I
good
was
joke.
working from
It's okay.
5 a.m.
I worked at Papa John's.
You did?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Like a whole year and a half in college. I was like the most popular kid in college.
Wow.
Free pizza for
Oh,
everybody.
yeah, I bet you
Oh,
were.
God, yeah. It was awesome. Hey, we're having a party. You want to bring a couple pies and come over? I'll be right there.
So the fascinating thing is that 3 other guys from Cuba wanted to go to Oregon as well.
Yeah.
Oregon is a quiet place. You know?
All right, so now where do you go? How do you get out of Boston Market at 22?
Well, I had another job, too, in the morning. I
Doing
was
what?
doing construction from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m.
God,
Taking G-Rock.
Americans
G-Rock
don't realize
sheets
how
up to
good they got it.
the houses.
Wow.
So I was working in construction in the morning, and I was working at night. 2 jobs. I decided this is not going to work. I'm not making enough money.
And working too hard.
Trucking is the way to go. So I went to Swift.
Well, you got that idea in your head. That's no in your background to say I'm going to go into trucking.
The trucking, there was a roommate that I had. Her name is Nikki. Her father was a trucker. He was hauling trees out of Washington State into Portland, Oregon, back and forth.
Wow.
That's what I wanted to do. Was a good pay. But she told me, listen, to do that, you got to have a lot of experience. You're not going to get into a tree log business to drive. You know, you're not going to haul logs at all. So I asked her, how did I get in? So they got me an interview with a guy in Swift Transportation, big company. I got in. They paid for my school.
Wow.
I got my license. They trained me for 6 weeks. They pay me during training. Then they gave me my truck. And I started trucking, in 98. I was trucking in 98.
Wow.
December 98, I got my first trip from Portland, Oregon to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's a story. For some reason now I got some urge, though, for a meatloaf carver.
The one day there's no bagels.
I got an urge for like meatloaf carver right now.
I don't know. I could go for some mashed potatoes. It's kind of.
They always had really good stuffing.
Yeah,
I like their stuffing.
And their sweet potatoes are good too.
Yeah.
They have good stuff.
Yeah, not bad food.
So I got trucking, and then a year I leased a truck from Swift. Then I trained my lease. I bought my own truck.
Oh, good for you.
Another year I bought another truck. But
This is the American dream.
I moved to
story, right?
Miami.
This is what
I
it's
met my
about.
wife, which is outside.
How did you get to Miami?
My family started coming. I started paying for all my family to come in.
So they're all here
bringing
now.
it through Mexico. They're all here now.
They're all here now.
Some of them in Spain. Yeah.
Did they say what took so long? I mean,
Well,
obviously-
Cuba got even worse.
Enough
from
was enough.
91
Yeah.
to 2005. This is bad, bro.
How long has everybody been here now?
My father's been here since 2005.
Oh,
my
wow.
sister since 2000. My mom since 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
Paul doesn't want to say it, but wow.
And the phone call came.
The phone
did they
call
say?
came.
Colin gets me.
So he says, "We got time. We got to take a break.
We're totally fallen off a little bit, but we're going to take a break.
All right.
We're going to have more with Santana and the True American Dream when
Yes.
we come back right here on KMA Talk Radio. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Mike Bellady has collaborated with industry legends Don Pepin Garcia, Manuel Quesada, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo to make some of the industry's most highly touted cigars. Through his company, MLB Cigars, Mike brings you 4 incredible and unique blends. Imperia Islero, Imperia Aventador, and the David P. Ehrlich Tremont. MLB Cigars are made with the best minds in the industry. Visit us at MLBCigarVentures.com and follow us on social media. Imperia and David P. Ehrlich Cigars. Developed by legends, smoked by connoisseurs.
Hi, this is Rocky Patel, and I'd like to invite you to try one of our decade cigars. This premier cigar received a 95 rating from Cigar Aficionado, one of the highest ratings ever afforded by that magazine. It's a beautiful Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper with fillers from Nicaragua and Honduras. This cigar is medium to full-bodied, rich, complex, yet elegant and well-balanced. I promise you, you're going to love the decade. Try it.
For hundreds of years, the indigenous people of the Dominican Republic took tobacco and rolled it tightly into palm leaves. These long cylinders of tobacco, called yagua, created different, unique, robust flavors and aromas, and that original tobacco is now, for the first time, featured in La Aurora Dominican DNA. Full-bodied, robust, spicy, and elegant, La Aurora Dominican DNA is a return to the roots of Dominican cigar making that only La Aurora can provide. Look to the lion. La Aurora Cigars, king of the pride since 1903.
Looking for something unique and awesome? Smoke Oscar Valderas cigars. 2012 Connecticut, 2012 Corojo, 2012 Maduro, the Oscar Habano, the Oscar Maduro, My Way, and our latest creation, Oscar Valderas Cicerone Edition. A great cigar that comes in 5 different collectible boxes with an amazing exclusive artwork. Remember, Oscar has something unique and awesome waiting for you. Ask for Oscar Cigars in your favorite cigar shop.
Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust and its master ligador, Steve Saka, is crafting the very finest cigars available today. One such brand is his Todos los Dias. This liga is very smooth with tastes of dark chocolate and figs, with a nice sweet chili pepper that escalates in warmth as you smoke it. On the palate, it feels like a medium-bodied smoke, but it is lying to you, as this cigar is quite strong. From the first puff, there is no doubt of the origin of Todos los Dias, or that it is intended solely for the seasoned cigar smoker. Viva Nicaragua!
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way, taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. Insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings. And that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
Baker and Zimmerman, defending the injured. 800-866-LAWS.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, America's favorite, Mr. Honest Abe.
Good morning.
And we are here in the middle of our Meet Your Maker segment with Mr. Santana Diaz from De Gracia Cigars.
So we've been following his journey from Cuba to Sweden to
Oregon,
from cigar rolling in a house to trucking, and now
if you missed any part of this,
Right.
you got to go back and
Yeah.
be like, wait, what? Is this
Absolutely.
really all? No, wait, this is all true. This is all true.
A great story. So now you get a call from your dad. Says, "I know this guy. Is this Mr. Ferrer? Or is this somebody else?"
Mr. Ferrer.
So you know-
Jose Ferrer.
Jose Ferrer. I know this guy rolling cigars in Costa Rica. Now, Costa Rica is not a highly talked about country in the cigar industry because there's just not a lot of guys making it. The last great Costa Rican cigar, honestly, that anybody can talk about were made at the Donald Douglas factory when Bahia was being made out of there. CAO's original Aniversario Maduros were being made out of there, and then that whole thing fell apart. And I don't think there's been a solid Costa Rican brand since that era. So now you meet this guy, Mr. Ferrer. Your dad says, "I got a guy rolling cigars in his house in Costa Rica," and a light bulb goes off in your head, and maybe it's time to get back into cigars.
Maybe, yeah.
Fuel at the time was going through the roof, $5 a gallon in the trucking industry. It was very hard to grow. He was telling me during the break, which I found very interesting. There's actually, you talk about big government, there's actually a law that the government passed to prevent rapid growth.
Really?
Yes.
Through the insurance company.
Through the insurance company. They limited it to the insurance company. So check this out.
The
If you
insurance
had a,
lobbyists.
If you had a fleet, no, but it's against the insurance company too. It prevents them from making more money. Listen to this. If he had a fleet of 10 trucks this year, right, made $15 million, say, I'm going to expand. I want to double the size of my company next year. He wants to go out and get 10 more trucks. He can't get insurance on 10 trucks.
They won't insure it. 2.
And then you could add 2 another year. And 2 another year. I've never heard that.
Unless you become self-insured, which is going to cost you an arm and a leg.
So you can't, if you double the size of your company, the insurance companies wouldn't have covered your trucks.
Wow.
So yeah, so now I take it. Then you go from at that time. You're in Oregon still, or you're in Miami now?
I'm in Miami now. I'm in Miami. Yes, I'm in
so
Miami.
you're in Miami, and
this is 2004. I'm in Miami.
You go to Costa Rica to meet Mr. Ferrer.
I waited. I just spoke to Jose. Said to him, "Listen, I'm gonna research. I've been off. I don't even thinking about cigars anymore."
Where was he selling his cigars at the time? They weren't here in the U.S.
No, not at all.
So he was just selling them into Costa Rica?
No. It was small production going to Europe.
Oh, to Europe.
Romania, France,
All right.
small production. Good pay, though.
Okay, so he's making
Good
a few
cigars.
bucks. He's making good cigars, making a few bucks. So when do you eventually get together with him?
Wait, I want to sidebar that. Just 1
Sidebar?
sec. Yes. How in the world
I object.
does your father hear about this random guy making cigars in his house?
They met through a friend. They met in Cuba, actually.
They met in Cuba?
Yeah, because Jose goes back and forth to Cuba. Jose doesn't live in the U.S. He goes back and forth.
If you're not Cuban, you can go back and forth.
You can go
right.
If you are Cuban, you mean.
No, if you're not.
Oh.
No, the guy's Costa Rican.
you
He's
can
visiting
leave Cuba.
Cuba. Yeah,
Right,
we,
okay.
Right.
No, he is Cuban.
But he's a Costa Rican citizen or no?
He's a Costa Rican citizen, but
Okay.
he can go back and forth
Right,
to Cuba.
because he's a Costa Rican citizen. That's
Okay,
why.
all right. So that's the part we were missing the link there. That
My father met
I connected it mentally. I should have probably verbalized
Yeah, my
it.
father met
This
Jose
is radio.
through a friend. His name, they call him El Tigre. I don't know. I can't remember his
El
name.
Tigre.
So this all comes back.
Sangre de Tigre.
Yeah. It all comes back to El Tigre.
What I know is that my father met with Jose at his house, and they talked and said, well, my son used to be in this business. I used to help him a lot. It was back in the day. He was using me to move his boxes and stuff in my cars. So I called him. So he called me and they said, well, let me check out that. I'm in the trucking business. And I called Jose, and we got along pretty well from the start. And I told him, listen, I'm going to open the company. I'm going to get research. I'm going to research. And if I get my importation permit in place and everything in place, all the permits, we can think about this.
Now I'm going to guess at this time that your concept is, okay, we're going to bring cigars to the U.S.
Yes, that's the first thing that came to my mind. How can I bring it in?
That's your angle at this point.
I had no idea there was importers. I had no idea. I didn't know
And
how
this is
the
all
business
this is all
worked
pre-S-chip
at all.
too, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
this is 2004, 2005.
Yeah, pre-S-chip.
Yeah.
This is 2004, like in November.
Okay, so it's pre-S-chip. So now you start. You come to an agreement.
Yeah, I got my importation permit through TTV and all that. I got my and then I went to Costa Rica. I went to see the tobaccos, and the whole thing just came into me again.
And
it came so natural.
You woke
that
up.
I was really surprised. It was
resurrected.
Like it was like
Resurrected.
something woke up inside of me.
All right, so now you guys get in a partnership. You start making cigars together, right?
Yep.
You come to the U.S. You're importing them here.
Yep.
who's selling them for you? Who's distributing them? How are you getting them into stores at this point? Because once
It
again,
was
this
really
is like
hard
almost
to
like the
get 'em
Boston
into
chicken
stores,
market
yeah.
of the cigar industry. I mean, you're just starting.
It was really hard to get him to the stores.
Were you doing it yourself?
Yes.
So you're going around from retailer to retailer in Miami.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Miami.
I had an independent rep, in 2007. He was,
Anybody I know?
Yeah, you know.
Who?
The same. No. What's his
Skinny?
name? No. It was the beginning of Alfredo.
Alfredo.
It was the beginning of Alfredo.
Oh, I can't keep forgetting he was been in the industry that long.
I know what you did, Fredo.
Yeah, right. So he was going around helping you try to sell the cigars. You were importing them yourself.
Yep.
Big struggle.
Big struggle.
Wasn't easy to
I had
get.
an inventory. This is in my house, okay? I bought a huge shed, all right? I put it in my patio with a truck, with a crane, put it in my truck.
Wow.
I laminated the whole thing with cedar, put an AC on it, humidifier, and I was aging in this shed. And I had another shed where I was banding and putting the cigars in boxes.
Wow.
My boxes are made in Miami, remember?
Wow.
Costa Rica, forget about factory boxes. They don't make boxes in Costa Rica. So I was importing the cigars.
And then packing them here.
Then aging them here.
And packing them
mature
here.
the cigars here and then packing them here. So I had an
Now,
inventory.
I'm just curious. At this point, are you married?
Yes.
So is your wife like, what are you doing to my home?
Yeah. Midnight, I was banding cigars myself until I got a lady who was doing it for me. And this all started like that.
I have to be very respectful because his wife's in the next room. Gotta be careful. I'm defending her. I mean, she's like, "What are you doing?"
It was my first limited edition.
Smack you around a little,
Right?
or any of that.
So
I was so naive in the business that I called my first line a limited edition 2008. So I limited myself.
Right?
From the beginning.
It's okay. Lito Gomez called a bellicoso a toro, so a torpedo a toro.
Oh yeah, something like that.
He didn't know what a toro was. He just liked the name. Or no, it was a bellicoso that's actually a toro. He liked the name bellicoso, so one of his sizes is called bellicoso, but it's a toro. When he admitted it.
He said that on the air.
Yeah, he said that on the air. I didn't know what size it was.
It's great. It's good. It's all fresh. Listen.
But you thought...
A lot of
you want to say something?
We have a question from a listener. Since we're talking about you actually making the cigars now.
KMA Talk Radio, social media alert.
Exactly. So
Wow,
Bob from social media is asking what the significance is of the number 512 in your brand.
Oh, Mr. Carter. I know Mr. Carter. I know. Go ahead, tell him.
The 512 line. Listen, the Decorsé cigars in Costa Rica had a great...
we got to get the 30-second answer because I got to go.
We're going to answer that question after the break.
There you go. We are teasing you ahead.
Yes.
Guess what? If
we
you
sound almost professional.
Would you like to know what 512 really stands for and the meaning is behind that undercrusty cigars? Find out
When we
after
play the
this
record
break.
backwards.
After this break, here on KMA Talk Radio. Broadcasting live in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Also, Mr. Glenn Loope, and we'll see what's going on in the news posthumously from the break. Until then, and as always, keep it lit.
Win a date with Adam K. the Brewmeister.
Tickle, tickle. I'm overjoyed. I didn't even have breakfast. I just went out the house.
Win a date with Adam K. the Brewmeister.
It's already changing my life. I'm thinking of with the family, with myself, having the accessibility and the option is really what it's about.
Win a date with the Brewmeister.
One of the things is that you can go with your kids and have memories and go on road trips. So it's also a bonding thing for the family. It's nice sometimes to just have the freedom to go on a ride, just take a drive.
Well, we're going to make that happen. Win a date with the Brewmeister.
And the winner is...
We'll never know really what her true feelings are.
Wow.
She's not allowed to share those feelings.
Wow.
But she's also used to meeting controversial figures. But
Wow.
I think the fact that the meeting went over by 17 minutes indicates that they were perhaps quite enjoying their tea together.
Win a date with Adam K. the Brewmeister. Dutch treat, of course.
That's fantastic.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
The Southeast Club of the Year is Spearmint Rhino, where every night is a party surrounded by the hottest entertainers from around the world. Start your week like a rock star with Magnum Mondays, Belvedere, and Moet Magnums. Only $100. Keep it going with $10 Tuesdays, $10 dances all day, all night. Every Warrior Wednesday, they salute those who serve with 20% off tabs and $100 bottles for first responders and active military. Offering drink and food specials daily and guest DJ BJ's Weekly. Spearmint Rhino is South Florida's sports headquarters. Watch your favorite sporting events, including boxing and UFC matches that can all be viewed from many large-screen HD TVs. Party in South Florida's best adult playground and head over to Spearmint Rhino and mention at the door, Honest Abe sent you for free entry. That's right, free entry. Also available to all military with valid ID. For more information or employment opportunities, visit spearmintrhino.com or stop by in person.
WSVU North Palm Beach, W240CI North Palm Beach, W295BJ Jupiter, W223CJ West Palm Beach.
Once in a lifetime, something comes along that changes the game. That time is now. The Blast by Infinity is the most advanced, scientifically proven multi-purpose protectant on the market today. The Blast eliminates all smoke and odor on contact and creates a long-lasting barrier of protection. The Blast works on clothing, textiles, and hard surfaces. Water-based, non-toxic, hypoallergenic, 100% guaranteed. Safe for human and pets. Visit InfinityOdorShield.com.
Nestor Miranda has always believed it's not just cigars, it's a lifestyle. And the Nestor Miranda collection is handmade at My Father Cigars in Esteli, Nicaragua for your lifestyle. It doesn't matter if you're smooth like the Connecticut, mellow as a Habano, bold like the Maduro, or spicy like the all-new Corojo. The Nestor Miranda collection is blended with your lifestyle in mind. 4 sizes, 4 blends, 1 life. Celebrate your lifestyle with the cigars of the Nestor Miranda collection today.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only non-profit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you. So always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
A brand more than 100 years in the making, Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit Sindicato.com.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too!
Yes, it's mandatory.
Monitor 3 humidors at once from one simple device. Caring for your cigars is easy with the new PuroTemp wireless hygrometer from Zycar. You now have the ability to monitor the humidity and temperature in 3 humidors without even having to open them. Ensure protection by setting simple alerts that will warn you when your cigars are not in the optimal environment. Like everything Zycar, this is backed by their lifetime warranty. Stop by your local tobacconist to purchase yours today. Zycar, for life.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers. From the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you. So always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
The recently released Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is an extremely rare blend of Perdomo's finest and most cherished 12-year-old fillers, binders, and wrappers. Bale-aged for 10 years and then barrel-aged in bourbon barrels for an additional 2 years, these exquisite Nicaraguan tobaccos are bursting with rich, complex flavors. Offered in Connecticut, sun-grown, or Maduro, available at only 250 authorized tobacconists worldwide, the Perdomo Double-Aged 12-Year Vintage is a must-have for every cigar enthusiast.
Monte Cristo has set the standard once again, turning back the hands of time by utilizing a long-forgotten, unique aging process that harmonizes the flavors of the wrapper, binder, and filler with the use of small pilones. Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured is an exquisite cigar you must try now. Available nationally for the first time, Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured features a 2006 Nicaraguan Rosado Oscuro wrapper that is both beautiful and distinctive. This cigar is a masterpiece no one should miss. Make sure you get one today at your local tobacconist. Monte Cristo Epic Craft Cured.
Awarded the 2014 Nicaraguan Cigar of the Year with numerous 90-plus ratings, the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Cigar celebrates Tabacalera Perdomo's 20 years as one of Nicaragua's largest premium cigar manufacturers. Using only the highest priming tobaccos grown exclusively by the Perdomo family, the 20th Anniversary Cigar has a tremendous profile with layer upon layer of rich, elegant, complex flavors. Visit your nearest authorized tobacconist today and experience the masterful blend of these Nicaraguan puros. Now available in extremely limited edition pyramid size in sun-grown or Maduro.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Well, welcome back to KMA Talk Radio. I am Adam K. the Brewmeister. We are here broadcasting live in Hour 2 of KMA Talk Radio. With me, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Honest Abe.
Man, we're having a great interview with Santana Diaz here.
I mean, if you missed any part of the first hour, make sure you check out the highlights on the KMA Talk
See
Radio
what the
Facebook
American
page.
dream is about for anybody out there who's
Absolutely.
forgotten.
A lot of our listeners are saying that, too. They're like, this is why America is such a great country.
Listen, my dad's an immigrant, so I feel this. This resonates. My dad came to this country with a couple $1,000s in his pocket and went to Chicago where he didn't speak barely any English in the middle of a blizzard, and there's a guy who lived in the desert and never seen snow. He said he didn't leave the room for the first 2 weeks. He didn't know what to do. So this stuff resonates with me, you know, and I think Americans sometimes they don't realize how good they got it. I mean, the older generation does, but these new kids coming in and whatever, I mean, it's mind-boggling. And I saw somebody's post on Facebook this week saying we should round up all these teenage kids and these millennials who think that communism and socialism is something they want, and go send them to a country for 3 months and see how they come back. Because they have no clue what they're talking
we're
about.
for them, you know?
In their minds, they hear socialism, communism, it's everybody's equal. Free. I feel like I'm reading George Orwell. Is it Orwell Animal Farm?
Yeah,
Animal Farm?
Yeah. That's George Orwell.
Yeah, I feel like I'm reading Animal Farm all over again in America. It's crazy. So, anyways, back off of the camp. But this is a phenomenal story of a guy who literally left a dictatorship country. These guys were oppressed, got out, came here, started out at Boston Market.
Working 2 jobs.
Yeah. Started a trucking company and then went to his dream and got back in the cigar business. And that's where we're at. We were talking about his relationship, how he met with Jose Ferrer, started making brands. And then one of our, right before the break, in Costa Rica, one of our break, right before the break, one of our fans wanted to know what the
significance.
Give me those cans so I can put them on the air. What the significance of this 512 and selection
the meaning
number 512.
And the significance in our company. Yeah.
Yes, and especially this 512. What does it stand for?
The 512 is the address of Jose in where we first started.
The street
now
number.
He has a factory somewhere and he's making cigars in the factory, but this is the
street
number of his house.
His house.
That's 512, Casa Esquinera, blah, blah, blah.
Costa Rica.
We know where you live, Mr. Jose.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Or where you lived at one point.
Now, what inspired you to get in the cigar business? It's another question from one of our KMA listeners. Kevin wanted to know, how was your father the inspiration? Was it just living in Cuba?
Well,
because you mentioned when you met back with Jose Ferrer, you got resurrected.
In
so
Cuba,
the passion was there before.
In Cuba, listen, I'll be honest with everybody. In Cuba, I got into the business because I was invited by a friend of mine You know, I left school, 11th grade. You know, that's my education level.
8th grade 11. Education.
11th
grade. 11th, sorry. It's not much difference.
I stopped. I told my mom, I'm going to drop off. I can't handle it anymore. I need to make some money. I need to get out of this island. Okay? And if you're not going to get me there, I'm going to go on my own. So I took a drive, a small boat. They got me, put him in jail. So I was, about to see for the...
That's 17 years old, roughly.
15. When I was 15. I took a raft.
A raft to where?
Here, to the U.S.
I thought you went to Sweden.
No. This was before.
This is before that.
This is before.
Okay, you're not telling stories in
No,
chronological order.
it's too big.
So wait a second.
Somebody get
Do we have a rewind sound?
Yes.
Do we have a rewind sound bite? I need a rewind sound bite.
I'm trying to explain how I got into the business and why.
But I know, but you
I was
skipped this
trying
part.
to leave since I was 15. I was trying to leave that island.
So at 15,
and I couldn't leave the island. I got caught in the middle of the sea, thrown in jail, back in, and I said, "What the heck?"
Okay, so this was
now I got to make money to get out of here.
Right, this was an attempt to leave. At 15, you attempted to leave and couldn't.
Yeah.
On a boat.
You got on a raft.
Yeah, raft.
How many people?
Not a boat.
Yeah. How many? Yeah, he made it sound like he got a rowboat.
4 guys.
4 guys on a raft.
4 guys. 3 of them, they were criminals, and 1 of them was a good guy like me. It was against me.
It was you?
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, I got a
3
question.
other guys was
Hold on.
horrible.
Hold on.
But they were my friends, okay?
Do your parents know that you're going to do this?
No, of course not.
So
I asked my mom at the age of 14, get me in these programs when you go to the Soviet Union so I can stay somewhere else. So I can stay in the plane and hide myself in the plane so I can get out. I want to leave this island. I just want to know. I want to know what's going on.
So without
couldn't leave.
hold on. We may need more than 2 hours for the show. So without telling your parents, without saying anything, you went out in the middle of the night, I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
Packed a bag with some croquetas and cookies and stuff.
No. We have airplanes, drafts. Raft, yeah.
All right, but I'm saying you got
4 of them.
You got a little backpack with some food.
No, it was huge. It was a big car. We had to toast them in the car. It was a huge assembly. Yeah. It was 4 of them all together.
So I got a question. When you're building this, where are you hiding it?
In an apartment. In one of these criminal guys.
Oh my God!
His name was El Tuto. El Tuto had the whole thing in his house.
Is El Tuto related to El Tigre?
Wait, no.
I love these names.
How did you get it out of the apartment?
Huh?
How did you get it out of the apartment?
No, remember it's draft inflated. You had to inflate them in the coast.
Right. So
in the coast.
Okay, so you had all the pieces there. You carry it all to the beach. You inflate it. And in your mind at the time, at 15 years old, this is a good idea.
Of course.
Okay, so you get on a raft.
Now,
How many days are you at sea?
Huh?
You get on the raft and you go in the middle of the night.
Hours.
Hours, that's it.
Hours.
Didn't even make it that long.
Luckily, we got caught. Okay? The sea was rough. You couldn't see your hand because there was no moon.
I would freak out. I would freak out.
I didn't back up for a minute. I said, whatever happens is going to happen. When you're 15, you don't care.
I don't like the sea on a real boat. I mean, I couldn't imagine.
Hours. The current took us out fast.
Wow.
And the storm came, and the Cuban boat came, and what the fuck you guys are doing?
Did you have a volleyball?
What you guys are doing?
Thank you.
Did you have a volleyball? Did you have a volleyball you were talking to?
No.
No big.
Well, I got that. Yeah,
Thank you.
I was going to make a 3-hour.
You just mentioned that movie last night. That's one of my favorite movies.
It would be.
I was going to make a 3-hour tour joke, but that didn't.
Okay, so that's your first attempt. So then you never mentioned that. So now you go back and you say, I'm going to work hard. So you start making cigars, making money, so you can go through Sweden.
I'll tell you how it happened. I was sitting in the park and I was invited by a friend, the same friend that took the route for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this deal going on. I'm going to start working in this shop.
Right.
And I want you to come with me. Let's start working here. I'm going to pay for the employment. I said, oh, really?
Let's go. Yeah.
6 months, we opened our own shop, making boxes.
Right.
And money started clicking in. Natural money, Cuban pesos. And I said, dude, we got to get into the U.S. dollar. How do we get into the U.S. dollar? Well, we got to make cigars. We got to sell the humidors full of cigars. And that's how we make money.
And you made enough money, and then eventually got out there.
Money to buy my ticket for.
So now we can fast.
Invitation. That's what
now we can fast forward back now that we've caught up with that story. So now you're struggling here. You're here in the U.S. You figured I'm going to get my cigars here, and the money is just going to come rolling in. Didn't happen.
And I'm aging them in my house. I'm banning them in my house.
Right.
One thing I knew that it was not going to be easy. I did my research. Okay. It was not going to be easy at all. I didn't even know that I was going to get my importation permit from TTV at all.
Right.
TTV is tax tobacco bureau.
Fun question. Do you still have the aging shed at the house?
Not anymore.
No?
I think, what was the storm who took it? It was, I can't even remember. We put it apart. It was a Royal, remember those Royal brands in Home Depot?
Mm-hmm.
The plastic one?
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
So a hurricane destroyed it.
And then I bought another one for $2,700, yeah. I still have the other one.
Wow.
You still have the other one at
The
least.
other one I
Okay.
still have.
So when did things finally start turning for you? Where, hey, look, we're finally getting out there. Our cigars are getting out there.
Or when did you guys get to the point of where, okay, we're no longer making cigars out of Jose's house, and now we need a factory?
Yeah, he moved into a factory, and it had a lot to do with a lot of what we were doing. There was money invested. He invested all his money, and he was making cigars for other people in Europe too.
Okay, so he finally invested.
Our
in a
brand
factory.
was always small. To be honest with you, the Decorated cigars were always very expensive due to the cost.
Just so I can educate,
system.
just so I can educate our listenership, Costa Rica is like one of the most
It is very expensive
labor-wise
cigar.
country.
Yes.
What does a Costa Rican roller get paid compared to Nicaraguan, Dominican, Honduras?
You gotta pay in Costa Rica. You have to pay by cigar.
By cigar.
You pay 20 cents to 25 cents per cigar.
Okay.
Nicaragua, if you do the math, it's about probably 9 cents.
So they're making double the money in Costa Rica, pretty
Or
much.
5, and Dominican is about 13 cents.
Right.
Yeah, it's rough. And then the taxes.
The taxes are
the
even
tax,
higher.
the tax structure of Costa Rica is even worse than here, because it's
why-
every 3 months. Every quarter you have to close and you have to pay. It's not like you're paying in the fourth quarter,
Right.
Or you have a break.
You could accrue
You
some
have to
money,
pay,
right?
yeah. You don't know.
So why go through all that? Do you feel that the tobacco there and the production there is worth it?
I didn't know anybody. Jose, we were family. That's I'm
I'm
like
expecting
that.
a great story, philosophical story on
I'm like that.
on the Costa Rican tobacco and climate. Like, I didn't know nobody.
I didn't know anybody. And break.
No. I'm going to dump out the break. So I'm just
Okay.
saying, keep going. We're having way too much fun here with Santana Diaz from DeCrossier Cigars on KMA Talk Radio, and we have been discussing his Cuban heritage, how he got into the cigar business, and we haven't even talked about the product yet. We'll get there eventually. We have plenty of time.
So eventually, because pretty much how you and I got introduced, you met a guy named Eric Espinosa.
Yes.
What happened there?
Well,
how did
before the question you asked that I was trying to answer?
Oh, did I
is
skip one? Sorry.
Yeah, maybe.
The brand in 2009.
Yes.
When I introduced the Imperial Class Vintage, the Golden Blend, all these brands start, getting some attention into the market. I was interacting with some of the blogs guys. I put couple of ads in Cigar Snob, and then I met Eric.
How did you meet Eric?
We met at the show. We met at the IPCPR 2009, Santana, and 9. Yeah. No, 11. 11. We met at the show.
And you guys ended up becoming good friends.
Yes, still. He's family to me.
Right.
Well, what me and Eric have is like a brother that forget about the business, forget about everything. This
Are you
is nothing
saying
to
you
do
have a
with business.
bromance with Eric?
This is family, his father, his mother, his son.
He helped you out a lot.
Yeah.
That's one thing that people don't
that,
realize.
That,
in the cigar
that was a
industry.
question that I was going to answer about the 512.
Yes.
The significance of the 512. Why is it so popular right now? It's because of him. All the factors came together. Okay? The cigars were good. It was really good.
Very good cigars.
The small sizes were against the entire system because everybody wasn't,
It wasn't
into
popular.
Toros.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it wasn't
right.
popular.
Everybody wants a 6.
Can I open one of these? To
Yeah, of
show
course,
the cigar?
of course,
Sure.
yes.
Feel like
The
opening a beer can.
lamination inside of cedar, the punching cellophane, all these inventions, and the blend was good. It was a good blend. Corona sizes. Eric made a big impact in it. So
He got him out there.
We signed into a distribution.
And I'm going to tell you something. As a retailer, when I see a product like this, my first reaction is, God.
Yeah.
Because this is like a not retailer-friendly product. It's a canister. You can't see the cigars. It sits on a shelf. I mean, it has all the elements of bad, right? So we bought these in because Eric has been a close friend of ours for many, many years, introduced us to Santana. We're going to give them a try. We'll throw them out there. And they took off.
It took off.
Everybody loved it.
Up.
Blew up. Everybody liked it.
There was a lot of factors all together.
In fact, we ended up making a house brand off it because.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, because it was so popular.
It was also the Cigar Dojo Cigar of the Year.
That's one of the factors, yes.
Yeah.
For
Eric, at
2016,
the moment, was running in every direction, like he's doing now. He's
Yeah.
always working,
Always.
traveling.
I don't think he knows how to be any
And
other
he
way.
worked really hard on these brands, believe me. I have no complaints at all, business-wise. In the personal level, he's my brother. Everybody needs to know this. There's nothing that's going to change that. But he worked his life off of this, traveling, and then Dojo gave him the 2015 Cigar of the Year, and that helped a lot online. And the cigars were good. The biggest factor is that the cigars were good.
Yeah.
It was a good cigar.
It was. It still is a good cigar.
It's still a good cigar. Yeah.
So
how many retailers? We have a question. Like, where can they find them? What states?
They can find them in several websites, several stores.
Do you have a website for your company where people can find
you can go to my website.
What's that website?
Dedecrozier.com. It's
Decrozier?
Decrozier.com. Yeah,
Okay.
Perfect. We'll post it too.
We'll post the link.
I have
Perfect.
it.
You can see. I mean, you can go there for information. We don't sell it online.
Oh,
of course, you
I
got to
even
go
have-
through.
it's even written on this
If
form
you
here,
Google the
right?
name Selección 512, first thing you get is you, and you get Mike's, and you get Famous, and you get all these retailers online.
All the free
Those
plugs.
guys, all those guys.
all the free plugs.
And
Well done.
if you go to my website, you see locations. You hit the logo of the state, and it would give you a
Perfect.
store in where you can find
So
it.
there's a store locator
There's a
on
store
the website.
locator
so
in
we'll
the
post
website,
that.
yes.
Okay.
So now we got time to go because I'm sure going to be a story. I want to talk into the
We got a
where
full
the
7. We got a 7
Talking
minutes.
to the president.
Yes. So now I noticed that Mr. Ferrer's name is no longer on the product.
Yeah, the collaboration unfortunately ended.
When did it end?
It ended in 2017.
Okay, so it ended about a year and a half ago.
Yes.
And
Yes, it was.
at this time, your relationship with Mr. Ferrer after all these years is over. It's
It's
ended.
over. Yep.
That ended up being a big problem for you.
Of course.
What happened with the brand?
The brand plumped.
Why?
Why? Because Eric couldn't distribute it anymore. I couldn't keep Eric holding phone calls, people asking him
Because
Santana
he stopped making cigars.
I felt bad for Eric. He was putting the face on the calls.
Right.
He's
He
the
was dealing
distributor.
with the customers who couldn't get the product.
Yeah, I wasn't receiving the calls.
Right.
He was receiving the calls. And
And
I
you
said,
were-
this is not fair for this guy. And to Eric, we're not going to come back into this. Switching factories is 2 years minimum, and
Right.
you know it. I'm not going to make a cigar and release it in 2 days. You
Right.
know me. It's going to be a minimum of 12 months in these cans. And he said, well, Santana, I'm here. No problem.
So you make a
Brothers-
decision. I need to follow the train of thought here. So you make, after the breakup, you make a decision that you're basically going to find another factory to make
Yes.
cigars.
Yes.
So where did you find that factory?
Santo Domingo.
So now you're in the DR.
I'm in the DR.
Okay.
The name of the factory is ABM Cigars. ABM Cigar is a huge factory in the Dominican Republic. The Maragoto family, Matias Maragoto and Jose Maragoto and his uncle, they run the factory. They own the factory.
I just want to give them the right. It's ABAM, ABAM.
ABAM.
ABAM, ABAM Cigars.
ABAM Cigars.
So have they been making cigars for a long
They've
time?
been making cigars since '95.
Oh, wow, a long time.
Yes, they've been a long time. They just been under the radar, but they have a huge, nice factory. They made Villiger.
Okay.
The number 10 of that year.
Oh, okay.
And now they're making 8 brands of the Decrozier, including the cans.
Okay, so when you start with a new process, like I'm going to go visit a new factory to make my brand, how involved were you in that process? Were you watching them? Were you
I met
helping
the
them?
Maragotos.
I'm sorry, what was the name?
Maragotos.
Maragotos.
Matias Maragoto. I met his uncle in Miami. His name is Alberto Ruiz Calderon. He's an ASP founder.
ASP is one of the biggest tobacco growers
Yeah.
in the world.
And I was working with Jose, and we were talking to the old man, and he was always, "Come on, Santana, you gotta come to work with us." I said, "I can't. I'm committed to one thing. I can do both." So when the relationship with me and Jose ended, I took Alberto's word and said, "Okay, let's go." So I went to the Dominican Republic. I met Mattia, and then 2 months later, I found out that Mattia's father and my father, they were friends from the 1960s. So we clicked, and the whole thing was so incredible. And it's been almost a year and a half. The transaction is slow. Okay, you got to learn every tobacco that they have in inventory. You got to spend time going there, knowing the rollers, and then the whole process. How do you make the wood boxes? How do you make the cans? How do you pour these cans into the jar? Buy the machine to seal the bottom of the cans, and then how do you make the latches for my boxes? And they've been investing a lot of money into me. And so now the translation of all these investments and these changes, you're going to see it in December. I'm going to release a few brands
the new product's being sold now on the brand.
Yes.
On the street. Now, this is not being distributed through Eric.
No.
Okay, so you're doing it personally?
I'm doing it on my own, yes.
Wow.
Pure Aroma Cigars is distributing his own brands right now.
All right, good for you.
Yes.
And how's that been working out for you?
We just recently imported this, so it's just a new beginning.
Perfect.
We have 2 reps, one in Florida, one in the Midwest, and we just looking for reps when the inventories are in place.
So I want to show both these because we've got a few more minutes. Let's talk a little bit about the cigars.
Yes.
What you actually do for a living. Okay. So you have a Habano and a Maduro in this selection.
The Habano and the Maduro, yes.
Yeah.
And now, originally, this was only one blend.
Original was the Habano.
Yes.
Which we didn't call it the Habano. I just classified it as a Habano because I knew that I was going to do a Maduro. So you have to identify them somehow.
Right.
So the Habano is basically the same blend we had in Costa Rica, except the binder. I took a Piloto Cubano binder. It didn't let me down, but it's different. The blend is similar, but it's not the same. I didn't want it to be the same.
You didn't want it to be the same?
No. The respect and what happened with Jose and his family is going to stay there. The memories, the blends that we put together, that's belong to those days. That's what they're going to stay. I'm not going to
good way to look
replicate.
At it. Yeah.
I'm not going to copy any of those blends that me and Jose put together. That's going to stay there. If one day something happened and we match ourselves again and our path come across and we can do something else again, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to or if you're going to be able to.
Right.
But what happened before is going to stay where it belongs. Now it's a new things. So even though I know the blend because I made the blend, I will skip one leaf at least not to be exactly the same.
Very good.
And that's the case.
Oh, yes, very much so. All right, so now both of these are available fully at retailers across the country. You can find it at DeCrossierCigars.com.
Yes.
Absolutely, so make sure you check it out. Find DeCrossierCigars.com. You can find out where you can get these great products, all made in the Dominican Republic. And Paul looks like he wants to say something.
So when Glynn Loope calls in, he's calling from Milwaukee from the Brew City Cigar Festival.
Somebody already corrected us. Obviously, you're not following the social media.
I am, but
and I said thank you to Allison for pointing
Thanks,
it out.
Allison, for making me look bad.
He's hanging out with Paul and Jennifer.
Yes.
Paul and Jennifer.
Yes.
Vivacious.
So he might be a couple of beers in. I don't know.
Good. Could be
we'll
more
get the real
entertaining.
dirt. Yeah, exactly.
It is the Brew City Cigar Festival. All right, we're going to talk to Glenn Loope of the CRA when we come back. Santana, thank you for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate your time.
Most definitely. Thank you, sir. When we come back, we'll tell you what's going on with the CRA. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Once in a lifetime, something comes along that changes the game. That time is now. The Blast by Infinity is the most advanced, scientifically proven multi-purpose protectant on the market today. The Blast eliminates all smoke and odor on contact and creates a long-lasting barrier of protection. The Blast works on clothing, textiles, and hard surfaces. Water-based, non-toxic, hypoallergenic, 100% guaranteed. Safe for human and pets. Visit InfinityOdorShield.com.
Toscano cigars have been pleasing the palates of cigar enthusiasts for centuries. What began as an accident is now a unique and delicious smoking experience passed down through generations. Whether you're a full-bodied cigar lover who appreciates the power of our Toscano Original, hand-rolled in our factory of Lucha, or someone who prefers a light, smooth cigar in our Toscano Classico, you become part of a Toscano experience, a unique smoke with 200 years of history and tradition.
Cigar enthusiasts, did you know your personal freedom to enjoy a fine cigar is affected by some form of smoking ban in all 50 states? Additionally, taxation on premium cigars is at its highest level in history, with some states taxing at an astronomical rate of 75%. Finally, there's a solution. CRA, Cigar Rights of America, is the first and only nonprofit public advocacy association fighting for your freedom to enjoy a fine cigar. Don't just sit there. Become part of the solution. Become a CRA member today. Membership is only $35 a year. That's less than $3 a month. And as a special bonus, CRA will send you 2 limited edition cigars as a way to say thank you for joining. Visit cigarrights.org for more information and to become a member.
The Oliva family, the makers of some of the most affordable yet highest rated premium cigars available. For 7 straight years, Cigar Aficionado has rated Oliva as one of the best cigars of the year. And Oliva has a cigar for all smokers, from the newly released Gilberto Oliva Reserva to the bold and rich Oliva Serie V. Oliva cigars can be found at a tobacconist near you, so always ask for Oliva, an unbeatable value and uncompromising quality. The Oliva family of cigars.
A brand more than 100 years in the making, Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua, to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit sindicato.com.
Monitor 3 humidors at once from one simple device. Caring for your cigars is easy with the new PuroTemp wireless hygrometer from Zycar. You now have the ability to monitor the humidity and temperature in 3 humidors without even having to open them. Ensure protection by setting simple alerts that will warn you when your cigars are not in the optimal environment. Like everything Zycar, this is backed by their lifetime warranty. Stop by your local tobacconist to purchase yours today. Zycar, for life.
To affinity and beyond. That is where Affinity Cigars will take you. These mild to medium cigars use only the finest select high-grade Ecuadorian Connecticut tobacco, creating a cigar that delivers a smooth, rich, creamy smoke with the gentleness of a mother's touch. Affinity Cigars have become America's go-to cigar for that flavorful yet unintimidating smoking experience. Visit syndicatocigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Oh, welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K. the Brewmeister. With me, of course, Mr. Honest Abe.
Oh, Paul's over there directing airplanes.
I'm trying to let you know that we're ready to go for the next segment.
I got you, man.
You know, phone call.
I hear you.
I took American Sign Language to meet girls in college.
2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row now. Awesome interviews.
Oh, okay.
And we've barely gotten into...
I'm telling you, awesome interviews, you know. I thought he swore a few times when he tried to say shed.
Yeah.
No. Colin and I had this whole back and forth there, and I'm like, no. I'm looking at what they're going, no, it's shed, guys. It's okay.
Yeah,
shed is fun.
You know,
shed
yeah,
is
but
fine. It did sound a little...
He said shed twice, and they're all, I can see him in the glass. Wait, is that a drop? Is that another drop? Did he swear? I don't know. What's going on? It was kind of funny.
Yes. No, shed.
Well, whenever we get a full studio, we have full cameras all everywhere, so everybody's body language can be seen. It's going to be a lot funnier show, I promise you.
Oh, the outtakes.
Yes.
The outtakes that are going to happen.
Listen, he did leave us this awesome
four-pack.
Four-pack? Yeah, it's a four-pack called the Presidential Four-Pack that we're going to give away on social media along with some of his 512 cigars. But interesting enough is that he made this when the S-chip was passed through Congress way back. And this was a way he helped raise money for the CRA. As you can see, the CRA logo on the back of the box. So
Vivacious.
And speaking of Mr. Vivacious himself.
Yes.
He's probably really vivacious this morning.
Yes.
On the phone, calling from Milwaukee, Mr. Glenn Loope, Executive Director of the CRA. Glenn, how are you this morning? Are you surviving, sir?
What's up? What's up, kids? I'm sitting here at Metro Cigars having a cup of coffee, smoking a cigar.
Say hi to Paul
Way to
for
start
me.
the day.
Say hi to Paul and Jennifer for me. I'm sure they're busting their butts trying to get everything ready for that big event tonight.
Yeah, they're pulling a Great Smoke redo. I'm sure they're out there, I understand, putting up the tents and the pavilion and everything, preparing for tonight, and it's going to be a great event for 500 or 600 people, I believe.
Good for them. I mean, we went up there. We covered one of the events the year they had it, and we did a live show up there. And first off, great couple, great store, great crowd, man. We had a packed house for our live broadcast. So hopefully one of these days...
I'm sitting in the room you were in.
Yeah, hopefully one of these days we could work our way back up. So
I do love Milwaukee.
I've never been to Milwaukee, but I've heard really great things about it.
We didn't even eat any cheese curds. That's the fun thing.
You just have a way of...
It's a thing. It's a Wisconsin thing.
So, anyways,
Glenn, back to the important stuff.
About a week ago, you put up a video. It looked like you were in the Capitol building at the time. What was that video about? Because I saw positive responses, but I'll be honest with you, sometimes I can't keep up with what the actual news means.
I was in the Russell Senate office building, and we had just wrapped up a meeting with the staff of a relatively new member of the United States Senate that we were working on garnering her support for our cause. And so we were making the rounds for the Senate that day, and then a few days later I posted a video of our efforts with the Small Business Administration, both of which are incredibly important to this overall effort. We're at a critical time, a critical juncture in this entire process, because of the July 25th closing of the public comment period with the FDA purely on the question of premium handmade cigars.
Okay. So now, obviously, since we're in the month of August, and last month we had this big push where, thanks to the lawsuit, we had an amendment on the delay of all of the warning notifications. That happened. And now we're past that. How are we going forward beyond where we have on this current injunction?
We're working on an appeals process in the D.C. Circuit Court, and there's not much that I want to say at this juncture about that because it's in the hands of our legal counsel, but we are preparing our appeal. There were some oral presentations to the judge this week that I also don't want to chat about right now, but it's once again is a three-pronged process. We're going through with the administration, and how we're going to use the public comment that was filed, which was 529 pages of unprecedented research for the premium cigar industry that was filed. So working that with the Trump administration, working the exemption language and the change in the predicate language with allies in Congress, and then the courts. So it's going to be a critical 6 months in this entire process.
Gotcha. So the next 6 months... important.
Well, a little less than that. I mean, the congressional decision in terms of any crack at another omnibus budget package, it'll be before they adjourn in December. And after December, there'll have to be some tough choices made on the approach to legislation going into January 19. We've got you may have heard there's an election in November. And so there's this critical moment in November on whether, well, let's put it this way. If the Democrats take either chamber, there's going to be a lot of dynamic changes with Congress for the next 30 to 45 days after that election on November the 6th. If the Republicans maintain control, it'll also have a bearing on what decisions we make and how we go forward in January with any formal legislative effort. And none of that has anything to do with what's going to be happening with the courts over at least the next year. So as you can see, there's a lot of moving parts.
You know, as far as elections go, I'll be honest with you, for the first time in a long time, I feel confident for our party. And I say that, and it's really weird because you think with all the turmoil it wouldn't be. Because, I just think that the Democratic Party is just deepening their hole in alienating a lot of people in America.
What are you doing?
And I really do. I think, look, I'm a big believer in karma. In the universe, I'm a big believer that what you put out there in the universe usually responds, and I think that this negativity, because they are a very negative group. Everything is, I see Paul folding his hands away, but I'm telling you, for the first time, because it's been a long time since I really felt, because look, as a moderate conservative, would like to call myself, I've kind of been a little bit alienated from my own group a little bit, because I think they got to let go of some of the religious and other issues. We're past that already.
Right.
But for the first time, man, I really think I feel good about going into an election where I feel confident. It's strange.
And what you're saying is true because somebody that I would consider myself a moderate liberal. The Democratic Party has been alienating a lot of people on my side, and I mean, listen, I've voted both ways. I'm unaffiliated, but I've voted Republican before as well. But I think that what you've been talking about on social media and whatnot, the more that the Democratic Party backs that. I don't even know what other word to use, but insanity.
Yeah.
That super hyper liberalism.
Yeah.
The more they back that, the more they alienate normal people.
I think that's what's happening.
But I still think that a lot of the Democratic side, people that would affiliate themselves with being a liberal or having liberal social feelings, still are kind of nervous about going to the radical right, which is where they still see the Republican Party.
But the numbers of the economy in the country right now are good. You can't knock unemployment that's all-time low.
To truly solve the issues we've got to conquer, it's going to be directly with the Trump administration.
Right, exactly.
I mean, honestly, Congress has almost resigned themselves. There's a couple of things they could do, like the House of Representatives passed a Regulatory Accountability Act that would solve our problem in 5 minutes. It says that any regulation that has greater than a $100 million national economic impact has to come back to Congress for consideration. That piece of legislation has passed the House of Representatives, once again stalled in the Senate. There's a bipartisan version of that bill in the Senate, and the majority leader won't take it up. That bill alone would solve our problem. Besides cigars and smoke and tobacco?
How is your buddy Dick Durbin of Illinois?
It would address every regulation.
How is your buddy Dick Durbin of Illinois? You guys even waste time trying to talk to that guy anymore?
No, just a lost cause.
Seriously, just a lost cause.
No,
he is.
There's certain members you just don't even bother with.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
Wow.
Now Chuck Schumer is no ally, but there needs to be incredible pressure from New York cigar voters on Chuck Schumer, who's again no ally, but as minority leader, he's a member of the conference committee for the budget, is incredibly critical. And people of New York that have a vested economic and personal interest in the cigar industry ought to be pressuring every district office of Chuck Schumer. Now, and so you can't write him off. And Durbin's a budget conferee too, but we know exactly where we stand on that. So,
well, our New York listeners,
again, we get into the dynamics of this.
Our New York listeners heed Glenn's call. Chuck Schumer, you should be writing letters, and you have a form letter, right, Glenn, that they can download from the CRA website?
We do. Just go to cigarrights.org, put in your zip code and your name, and it'll go directly to Chuck Schumer as well as Senator Gillibrand. But she's not incredibly significant in this discussion. And your House members, we're going to get the bill through the House once again, but Chuck Schumer is a huge factor in this debate.
What's the next critical date or point on the timeline here, Glenn?
Well, we're not going to wait around for an FDA review of this public comment. So we're going to be pushing. It's not really a date per se, because right now I would argue that every day is important with pushing the content of that public comment to the Trump administration. So we're going to be going directly to several branches of the executive branch, the White House Budget Office, the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs, the Domestic Policy Council, the meeting I had last week with the Small Business Administration, regional hearings by that group all over the country that we've been having speakers come to. So really every day between now and the end of this calendar year is going to be critical in terms of garnering any type of relief from this regulation. We cannot sit around and wait for a year review of the 529 pages plus all the other public comments that were filed on July 25th.
Oy vey. So with
that, there's something even more important that we need to make sure we get out today.
Oh. Yes.
Monday is the 10th anniversary of CRA.
Wow, has it been 10 years? When
the Freedom Tour, before there was a staff and before there was $1 circulated.
You just made me feel real old.
Mark.
Wow.
And I've got the email. I've got a copy of the email under Abe DeBedna's signature where I credit him with naming Cigar Rights of America.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I was a little sensitive back then. Well, I mean, look.
So we're going to
actually,
we're going to be launching a special campaign to join or renew CRA. $10 for 10 days, starting next week, and the release will be going out Monday.
Oh, perfect.
Avery,
Awesome.
thank you for your early leadership and the vision of creating this organization.
Well, it was a lot of people involved. I mean, I'm looking at our social media, and I see Pete Johnson is watching the show now, and he's actually one. There was a few people at that time. Look, I believe that
You've got a photo in your
Pete,
office of the original setup.
Pete Johnson,
Marvin
Pete
Samuel,
Johnson, Keith Park,
Yeah.
Rocky, Jose Oliva.
I think Marvin was
the
involved.
Fuentes, the
Yeah.
Newmans.
But we wanted to start something.
We're going to be
that was-
recirculating the whole thing.
Yeah, we wanted to start something that was consumer driven, because when you go to the government and you try to lobby, when you represent 2,000, 3,000 premium cigar shops, where you're nothing really, and we just figured we could mock something that's been so successful for the NRA and these other groups that was consumer driven. These were some of the guys I reached out, and I think Jeff Borshowitz was involved, and a couple other retailers. Look, how do we do this? And I remember, I think it was in Houston. We sat in a room, some conference thing in a restaurant or something, and all talking about this just conceptually and how to do this. And 2 years later, I think it took off.
And here we are.
Yeah. So.
Wow. So.
Well, 500,000 petitions into the Congress and 40,000 into the last White House, and consumers stomping the doors of state capitals and city halls and the United States Congress. There's not millions on the roll, but when issues have arisen from New York to New Orleans and from Boston to Seattle, we've been engaging consumers in that process, and it's still an educational process. It's still a matter of teaching consumers that they need to be engaged to protect their passion for great cigars. But the process is working, and hopefully some will realize that the vision has come to life.
Well, it's a never-ending job, and you've done one of the hardest working guys in our industry for it. So for everybody, on behalf of everybody at KMA and all listeners, thank you so much for your hard work in the past, and the continued hard work.
Big team effort.
Yep.
And as Glenn always says, it's important for the consumers to get
big team effort
involved.
and a couple $1 million for a lawsuit.
Yeah, right.
And make sure, if you're not out there, you're paying attention for when the press release goes out. And if you're not a member of the CRA, guess what? For 10 days, you can sign up for $10.
$10, people.
That's it.
Wow.
That's the price of a decent cigar.
Right. You owe it to yourself. Stop being cheap. Go sign up.
Yes, and Glenn's going to keep putting your money to work. Glenn, enjoy the Brew City Cigar Festival. We will talk to you soon. Keep up the good fight. And when we come back, we'll see you this week.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Well, this week, we'll see who belongs in a cigar insane asylum. Keep it lit.
You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Recognized and respected throughout the cigar industry, Eric Espinoza and his La Zona factory in Esteli, Nicaragua are committed to creating cigars of superior quality with the perfect combinations of flavor and strength for every palate. So whether it's the 93 rated La Ranja Reserva, the 92 rated 601s, the Murcielago, or the Espinoza Habano, Crema, or Especial, Espinoza Premium Cigars has the right cigar for you. The next time you're ready for a truly unique cigar experience, ask for Espinoza Cigars.
A brand more than 100 years in the making, Particulares was established in Havana, Cuba in 1895, operating as an elite factory that would later introduce the world to classic brands such as Byron, Particulares, and even Monte Cristo. Now, Sindicato Cigars is proud to bring this historic brand back to life, partnering with the legendary Topsa factory in Esteli, Nicaragua to reimagine this Cuban classic as a modern-day Nicaraguan puro. Transport yourself to a bygone era of Cuban nostalgia with Particulares by Sindicato. For more information, visit Sindicato.com.
Hey, fools, how about a game of Cutthroat? It's your funeral. That's my kind of game. Arnold, I hope your pool playing is better than your choice of cigars. What do you mean? Wow, tough crowd. Here, try this Recluse cigar. You're gonna need all the help you can get. Don't be stingy. Let me get one of those. Recluse. Wow, that's a good smoke. Now I can bring my A game. I think you should stick with that Recluse cigar and work on your B game, because you don't have an A game. And I know a little something about games. Boom. Ooh, that's cold.
Mike Bellady has collaborated with industry legends Don Pepin Garcia, Manuel Quesada, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo to make some of the industry's most highly touted cigars. Through his company, MLB Cigars, Mike brings you 4 incredible and unique blends. Imperia Islero, Imperia Aventador, and the David P. Ehrlich Tremont. MLB Cigars are made with the best minds in the industry. Visit us at MLBCigarVentures.com and follow us on social media. Imperia and David P. Ehrlich Cigars. Developed by legends, smoked by connoisseurs.
Quality and value are always the 2 biggest determining factors for consumers when making buying decisions. Casa Bella by Sindicato Cigars offers superior flavor, quality construction, and an affordable everyday price. Completely handmade in the Dominican Republic, these value-priced, smooth yet flavorful cigars are comprised of Dominican and Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, and they're available in natural and Maduro wrappers. Visit SindicatoCigars.com to find your nearest authorized dealer of Casa Bella cigars.
Lights, camera, action. Real Clips Barbershop brings you all that is good about old school barbershops in a new cinematic themed environment. Whether you need a traditional cut, fade, blowout, or even a straight razor hot towel shave, our master barbers will get you right. All while enjoying iconic scenes from some of your favorite movies, right from our video screens built into the mirrors. Visit RealClipsBarbershop.com. That's real, R-E-E-L, ClipsBarbershop.com for a location near you or to make an appointment. After one visit, we know you'll be back.
Insurance companies have a very unique business model that the general public doesn't understand. Insurance companies make profit only one way, taking in premiums and paying out less on claims than they take in premiums. In doing this, they oftentimes deny legitimate people with viable claims fair compensation.
We know accidents happen. They happen every day. The good thing about insurance is it helps people do the right thing when they've caused accidents. You know, if I cause an accident, the first thing I want to do is make sure the person is okay, the person's taken care of. The insurance gives us the ability to do the right thing. Unfortunately, the insurance company treats people like statistics instead of human beings. And that's why you need an experienced attorney to make sure the insurance company does the right thing.
Baker and Zimmerman, defending the injured. 800-866-LAW.
Welcome back. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Welcome back to KMA Talk Radio, broadcasting live here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I am Adam K. the Brewmeister.
Man, that show just like flew.
Once again,
flew.
If you missed any part of this episode, and you need to go back and make sure you catch all
these
of
last 2 weeks, this week and the week before, phenomenal interviews with 2 great guys. If you missed it, or you're catching the end of it, because I try to stay on the Facebook Live, and I see people just coming in like at 11:45. I'm like, you're a little early for the show.
The West Coast.
Yeah, I know, but you guys got to go back and listen.
Go back.
Today's interview with Santana was phenomenal. Last week with Gabby Caffey was phenomenal. I mean, good stories, and it was a very, very interesting. So,
if you missed any part of it, make sure you check out the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page or download the podcast from anywhere where you get your podcasts.
Well said.
Available Monday on iTunes.
Yes, and other places.
You can get it from our website, KMA Talk
Radio.
There you
go.
go.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
It's always available. All right, with that, this week, let's see who belongs in a cigar insane asylum.
Welcome to the Cigar Asylum,
Did you know I'm utterly insane? We all go a little mad sometimes.
where logic and reason cease to exist.
All right, this week, who belongs in a cigar insane asylum, brought to you by CLE and Asylum Cigars.
I feel like there was a cornucopia of insane asylums this week. I mean, our interview with Santana Diaz went so deep. We did such a deep dive. I didn't even get to do some of my soapbox I want to talk about this week, like the what's going on with the New Mexico, where the judge let those people go.
Right.
How is this even a reality? This is what scares me. That there are people who think that this is okay or this is normal. That these guys who had basically tents out in the middle of the desert and training kids to shoot people in school, and listen, and had a dead body, mind you, buried. One of the kids was dead and buried.
And they were released.
What?
Yes.
This was a thing?
It's on our KMA page.
He's not on Facebook.
Yeah, he's not on Facebook.
We have to force him to get Facebook.
Listen, get a pseudo account just so you can keep up with the rest of the world. Don't even call it you. Just somebody nerd. make some weird profile, and you know you can keep up. But there's so much, and then you got the other weirdo couple,
the two bikers
who didn't believe that there's evil in the world. I mean, there's a difference in saying I don't believe that everybody's evil, and I don't believe there's evil.
They said
in the
it was
world.
a myth that there was evil in the world, and they're going to cycle on their bicycles around the world.
Yes, and of course we're near an ISIS territory, not in it, but near it enough. Where did you see the video?
I didn't. I didn't think I should watch it.
The car passes them up, does a U-E, slams into them, and then they stab them
and
to
then
death.
they stab them to death.
What a surprise!
I'm serious. I mean, so we got a cornucopia of insanity this week, but Paul picked one here. I'm going to read it right now, courtesy of CLE and Asylum Cigars. This week's inductee took messing around at work to a new level. A former Arizona cop was fired earlier this year for illegally using a department body camera to film himself having sex and storing pornography on an office computer.
I mean, once the body cams become a thing, I mean, how long was it till something like this happened?
Not even that, but if you're going to store illegal content or something, you don't do it at work when your work is the police station.
Right. Well, even though they call it not safe for work for a reason, people.
Officer Anthony Duran became the subject of an administrative probe by the penal. That's kind of funny. The Penal County Sheriff's Office. That's pretty funny. Allegedly,
we got jokes here.
I tell you, it's Penal County. According to the report, Duran stored a video on a flash drive of him having sex with a woman in his office, allegedly using the police body cam. That's got to be an interesting angle. I just had to stop to think about that for a moment. The report said the woman was not a police employee.
Thank God.
The flash drive...
She didn't say at any point, hey, why is the red light on?
Oh, that's so bad. The flash drive was discovered by an office secretary it was connected to Doran's computer, which allegedly contained a folder named Fun Times. Fun Times. You're going to hide interesting stuff. Don't call it Fun Times.
No.
Because I think that's like instant open for anybody who sees
Yeah,
a
like
folder.
it should be called like tax documents.
Exactly. The Pythagorean theorem. Fun Times, I'm opening.
Grades from my 4th grade elementary school.
My honey to-do list folder. Nobody's opening. Fun Times, double-clicking real quick.
Old wicker cabinets.
A deputy subsequently discovered 36 gigabytes of photos.
Not megabytes. That's gigabytes.
Gigabytes of photos on the folder,
Gigabytes.
including pornography. Well, congratulations, Officer Duran. Next time, just keep the porn at home. You are this week's inductee, though you shouldn't be alone. There was plenty in the Cigar Insane Asylum.
Once again, the world just keeps getting crazier.
Here's the biker couple.
Crazier.
I just got because I wanted to talk about this today. Here's the AJ. Stop watching. Here's the biker couple. All right, these are the guys who believed that there was no evil in the world and the world's such a pretty place, and we're on a biking tour. It started in Africa, I guess, and eventually somebody
They went to a lot of places.
I was just going to make a
down
Toto,
in Africa.
I was going to make a Toto reference. I was going to ask if they felt the rains.
Yeah, but eventually somebody went out of their way to prove them wrong. So yeah, it's a shame. It's a tragedy, but I try to stay away from dangerous situations.
It's a good idea. Hey, guess what happens when you stay out of dangerous situations?
Doesn't this guy look like Dawson's Creek guy?
Oh, James Vanderbeek?
Yeah, the guy looks like James Vanderbeek, doesn't he?
I guess.
A little bit?
A little bit. All right. Next week on this show is going to be Alec and Bradley Rubin of Alec and Bradley.
My favorite is when they call their dad Alec Bradley.
Yeah.
Because, his name's Alan Rubin.
Yeah.
For years, it's like, hey, is that Alec Bradley? No, that's Alan Rubin.
That's Alan Rubin.
Yeah, Alec Bradley owes his two sons' names. So
yes, he put that together, did that whole
We'll have him on next week and chit-chat with the boys to see how Generation 2 of Alec Bradley
It's going to be a good show.
Wants to get in the cigar industry. All right. If you miss anything, check out the KMA Talk Radio Facebook page. Participate in this week's Recluse photo contest. Till next week, and as always, keep it lit.
Paul the producer.
Now, I heard that you're naming your son Axel.
You didn't know this?
No, I didn't know this.
Please tell me you're giving him the middle name Rose.
My first thought was always Axel Foley.
I'm a quarter German. Axel is a popular name for boys in Germany, and it means straw.
The figures. You're listening to KMA Talk Radio. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
We're on Instagram too.
Yes, it's mandatory.
Awarded the 2014 Nicaraguan Cigar of the Year, With numerous 90-plus ratings, the Perdomo 20th Anniversary Cigar celebrates Tabacalera Perdomo's 20 years as one of Nicaragua's largest premium cigar manufacturers. Using only the highest priming tobaccos grown exclusively by the Perdomo family, the 20th Anniversary Cigar has a tremendous profile with layer upon layer of rich, elegant, complex flavors. Visit your nearest authorized tobacconist today and experience the masterful blend of these Nicaraguan puros. Now available in extremely limited edition pyramid size in sun-grown or Maduro.
Keep it lit with KMA Talk Radio.
Southeast's #1 club of the year is Spearmint Rhino. Enjoy $5 lunch specials daily till 3 p.m. with the best view in town. Really hungry? Take a bite of their 16-ounce New York strip special, only $14.95, available daily until 10 p.m. Spearmint Rhino, home of the $10 Tuesdays, all day, all night. Dances are only $10. Rhino is South Florida's adult playground. Mention at the door, Honest Abe sent you for free entry. For more information, visit spearmintrhino.com.
WSVU North Palm Beach.